day class, we are back for another session of class, and today we'll be talking about indices. What do we call indices? Indices is gotten from the word index. Index. Index is the singular. While indices is plural. When we say indices, or let's say index, let's start from index. Index is the number of times a base is going to be raised or multiplied. Let me say I have 3 raised to the power of 2. This 3 is the base, and this 2 is what we call power. We call it power, we call it exponent. We can call it exponent, or we can call it index. So when we have more than one now, that's why we cannot call it indices. You understand? So if I have like 3 raised to the power of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 3, I'm not having index again. What I am having here is indices. Okay, let's start. Now we have laws of indices. Let me start from here. What are the laws of indices? The laws of indices. The first law, I want to call it the multiplication law. It is only applicable, this law is only applicable when the bases are equal. Let's take for example, a raised to the power of n times a raised to the power of n. A, that's the base, as I've told us here. That's the base. Law of indices says, when they have equal base, you add the powers together. You add the index together. You add the exponents together. Take for example, if you have 3 raised to the power of 2 times 3 raised to the power of 4, that will be 3 raised to the power of 2 plus 4. You pick one of the base, and that will be 3 raised to the power of 6. That's the first law. The second law, we have a raised to the power of n divided by a raised to the power of n. I can call that one division, the division law. What the law says is, in as much they have equal base and division is in between them, they are dividing each other, what you will do to the base, not to the powers, is you subtract the powers. Take for example, 3 raised to the power of 2 divided by 3 raised to the power of 3. That will give us, pick one of the base, 3. 2 minus 3. That will give us 3 raised to the power minus 1. This now takes us to another law, which we know as the negative index. The negative index. When the index is negative, take for example, a raised to the power minus 1. What the law says is the same thing as 1 over a. Just like saying this minus will give birth to 1 over. Let's take for example, this answer we got here, 3 raised to the power minus 1, that will give us 1 over 3. If I have 3 raised to the power minus 2, that will give us, this minus I said is 1. That's 1 over, now bring your 3 raised to the power 2. If you have to simplify further, you can have 1 over 3 times 3, which will give us 1 over 9. So the next one we have the zero index. The zero index, it means any number raised to the power of 0 will give us 1. If I have 3 raised to the power of 0, it gives me 1. If I have even 100 raised to the power of 0, will give me 1. If I have 4 raised to the power of 0, will give me 1. The next one we have fractional index. Fractional index, meaning when the power is a fraction. Take for example, if I have a raised to the power half, what the law says, we have 2 parts in a fraction. We have the numerator, and we have the denominator. What the law of indices says is, when a base is raised to a fractional power or fractional index, the denominator of that power becomes the root of the base and raise it to the power of the numerator. Let me pick an example here. If I have simplify 8 raised to the power 2 over 3, it means this 3, let me write it very well, this 3 will becomes the cube root of 8. Let's call the cube root of 8, then raised to power the numerator 2. That will give us 2. The cube root of 8 means 3 the same numbers that will multiply together to give us 8, which is 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. That is 2 raised to the power of 2, and that will give us 4. Let's go again. Let's pick another law. Another law says if a base is raised to a power and further raised to another power, what the law of indices says is you multiply the two powers together. Meaning, if I have 2 raised to the power of 2, then further raised to the power of 3, the law of indices says you have 2 raised to the power 2 times 3, which is 2 raised to the power of 6. These are the laws of indices. We can incorporate the negative index with the fractional index. I can say negative fractional index. If I have 8 raised to the power minus 2 over 3, you see, it's a combination of negative and the fractional index. It's a negative fractional index. What we are going to do here is, because of this minus first, you apply it as 1 over 8 raised to the power 2 over 3. Then you can now begin to solve. Equals 1 over the cube root of 8 raised to the power of 2. That is 1 over the cube root of 8 is 2 raised to the power of 2, and that equals 1 over 4. Thank you so much for creating time to watch this video. Please like, comment, and share. In the next session, we are going to pick some WAEC past question on indices, JAMB past question on indices, and we are going to solve them using this law of indices. Thank you. Thank you. If you have any other question, you can put it on the comment section. If you have a question pertaining to indices, you can put it on the comment section. We are going to solve it and get back to you. Thank you very much.